The report broke a week ago that there were about to be some massive changes going on at DC Films under the new leadership of James Gunn. He came out and he said, listen, I've seen the reports, some of it's true, some of it's not, and some of it hasn't been decided yet. Well, after the confirmation that in fact Wonder Woman 3 with Patty Jenkins was dead in the water, was not happening, we got another bombshell today, straight from James Gunn himself, confirmed by Henry Cavill, that Henry Cavill is done as the Man of Steel. There will be no Man of Steel 2. There will be no more appearances from Henry Cavill. He is done as Superman. And the internet has blown up over this. A lot of people who are pissed off right now at DC, at James Gunn, at Warner Brothers, at everybody. Because regardless of whether you like Man of Steel or not, regardless of whether you like Batman v Superman, regardless of whether you like either Justice League, one thing that nearly everybody can agree on is that Henry Cavill may be the perfect person, born and bred, to play the role of Superman. And for years, he's desperately wanted to come back. He's desperately wanted to come back to Warner Brothers, to DC, to play this character again. And he himself confirmed that no, that is not the case. Now, I talked about that in the breaking video I did. I wanted to go over James Gunn's entire Twitter thread, where not only he addresses Henry Cavill not being Superman, he also talks about Ben Affleck, but not as Batman, as potentially directing something for DC. And of course, going over some of the reactions to this. But here is James Gunn's Twitter thread. And this entire thing confirms, to me, full DC reboot. We know we also got thrown in there, the Black Adam sequels and spinoffs. There's even rumors being floated out today, about, oh yes, we plan to do a sequel and, there's a Hawkman movie, we're ready for pre-production on. That's all Dwayne Johnson's people. That's all The Rock's people. The same people that have been lying and leaking fake news to the press. I talked about this when that alternate report about Black Adam actually being profitable, when that happened, that was a total lie. Like, those were not real numbers. You could tell if you knew anything about what you were looking at. And sure enough, The Rock has been accused of leaking fake financial information to try to make it look like his movie did better than it did. But all that aside, let's look at what James Gunn says. Peter and I, so Peter Safran, the other co-lead of DC Films, have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the early stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. There it is. The very bombshell news right there, that despite all these reports, despite Warner Brothers asking for him to come back, asking for him to film scenes for The Flash, asking him to appear at the end of Black Adam, which was just released in October, no, the rug gets pulled out from under Henry Cavill. The guy who had his dream role as Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher had to go away from the project because they destroyed the source material. Finally gets this shot again to play Superman. Gets the rug pulled out from under him. We will go to his statement. But we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans. And we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future. Okay, I could see James Gunn's been doing a lot of talk about Kingdom Come, a lot of Kingdom Come posts. Henry would be great for a Kingdom Come Superman if they did that in like 5 or 10 years, but that doesn't negate the fact that people are pissed about this. Now, of course, there all of a sudden a bunch of articles have popped up about this story, about what James Gunn wants to do. James Gunn is writing a Superman movie. The project will focus on the hero in his younger days and will star an actor other than Henry Cavill. So, if you're going to do a movie about a young Superman, if you have a 10-year plan, Henry Cavill doesn't work. And I understand that. I get it from that perspective. It doesn't make it any harder that that dude who just so desperately wanted to be that character, was perfect for that character, isn't going to be able to play him anymore. But let's go through. He does answer some of these questions. Being part of the slate, I assume it's a movie. Yes. Are you writing/directing? I am writing and have been for a while. We don't know who is directing yet. Please tell me this isn't an origin movie. And he says, no way. So that does clear up a few things. It's not an origin story for Superman. So it's going to just be him when he's younger, maybe Superman year 1 or 2 or something. And then this is another interesting thing. Could Ben Affleck direct? Met with Ben yesterday precisely because he wants to direct, and we want him to direct. We just have to find the right project. So if they're moving off Henry Cavill, you have to imagine they're moving off Ben Affleck as Batman too, as much as people don't want to hear that. But there is a massive outcry of people who are very, very upset about this. Henry Cavill a very classy way to handle this right here. Let's go through it. I just had a meeting with James and Peter Safran, and it's sad news. I will not, after all, be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return in October prior to their hire, this news isn't the greatest, but that's life. The changing of the guard, something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. And the next paragraph is basically, hey, even though I'm not Superman, the spirit of Superman still lives on. And, a nice message from a guy who just once again has his heart broken about the person that he wants to play. And you already have seen some people out there. You've seen Jason Momoa. You've seen Zachary Levi, the guy who plays Shazam. You've seen them, say things in that Instagram post. And just a lot of people who are very upset that this is what's happening to Henry Cavill. But it confirms everything that we have been talking about for a long time, that James Gunn was ready to basically do a full reboot. Now we're going to find out who's staying, who's going, I guess, maybe at the beginning of the year. We'll find out about the future of the Black Adam franchise or whatever they want to do with that. This is a big blow to Black Adam and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as well. They were a big part of bringing Henry Cavill back. Danny Garcia, who is Henry Cavill's manager, who is also The Rock's manager and former wife, they were a big part of this whole thing. This is a massive blow to them as well. So I don't think it bodes well for anything that's currently right now in the DCU going forward. James Gunn also debunked a rumor that Robert Pattinson's Batman could become the mainline Batman. He also put that to rest today. Chaos at DC. Is this the right thing for them to do? Is James Gunn the right guy to lead this moving forward? A lot of unanswered questions right now and a lot of angry, upset fans that really wanted Henry Cavill to get this role that he's been wanting to play for a very, very long time, that he's wanted to come back to for a very long time. Let me know all your thoughts about this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.